Hi, my name is Mark, and I'm going to recite the first essay that I wrote for the class, The Chinese Experience. This one is about British imperialism and 19th century long-distance migration. Uneven incorporation is one particular instance of the broader category of uneven experiences. It is seen where the capitalist world system is imposed on various regions to various degrees. This occurs as by British imperialism, through such diverse processes as coolie trafficking and trade, with the same homogenizing effect of incorporation. Existing differences in Chinese people either become irrelevant or are translated into new differences, such as when a poor person becomes a coolie and traders become the middlemen selling the coolies. In this paper, I will not discuss uneven incorporation, but uneven experiences of incorporated subjects. Uneven experiences are those in which a source is imposed on various subjects, through different means, but towards the same end. Outside of uneven incorporation, the unevenness of experience is not usually reducible to a dichotomy, as with being incorporated or not. Rather, in analyzing people subjected to British imperialism, the unevenness of experience is seen in the differential nature of their experience. These vary along multiple lines, of which I will discuss gender, region, and race, and how they divide the experiences of subjects. Concerning gender, men were most often the subjects of slavery and coolie trafficking, such that they were present in large numbers on plantations across the world. On the side of the British, men were the predominant imperial presence in China and the Caribbean. The ban of the slave trade by the British and the increasing international enforcement of their ban, and abolition altogether, furthered the demand for the labor of male coolies, nearly slaves themselves, on sugar plantations in the Caribbean and other regions. However, incorporation for men in China could also mean work as a silk or tea farmer, or transportation worker. Their experiences with respect to the British in the Caribbean were as slaves and coolies, and often never more than that. For women, Eng discusses the hiring of women for filatures in Canton and Shanghai, although these jobs were offered to non-traditional and independent women. Regionally, it is seen in So's paper that Canton and Shanghai had similarities and differences. As far as British imperialists were concerned, Chinese people were objectified as sources of silver, tea, silk, and coolie laborers, which would be gained largely through making them consumers of opium. However, South China was particularly resistant to the terms of incorporation, hence the quote-unquote coarse, rude, malicious Cantonese people. The British were often besieged in Canton, but were free to trade under their own system in Shanghai. Finally, race-divided experiences of the CWS in China and the Caribbean. Meager lists, natives, European convicts, indentured Europeans, African slaves, free Africans, Pacific Islanders, and Asians, in that order, as the successive plantation workers who were sought out driving growth of the capitalist world system. In China, the British were clearly also on the upper end of the power structure. In my day-to-day life, uneven experiences can be defined as those experiences which occur to college students in a class, in a similar relationship as incorporation occurred between Canton and Shanghai. They are therefore defined by the reducibility of deferring experiences to the common ground shared by classmates, having a professor. The unevenness is defined by the contingent circumstances of a quote-unquote larger structure, including many factors such which influence a student and condition his or her choices, such as amounts of time studying. This leads to different experiences of the common ground, or quote source, or quote professor. This is also how I interpret the varying experiences of Ding and Lalu in relation to the same quote uncertain condition in northern China, in northern regions of China. Finally, as the level of incorporation changed in Shanghai as a result of changes in Canton, so is my relation with the class affected by everyone else's. To take an extreme example, classes which apply curves to students' grades will give more credit to below average grades. Uneven experiences in terms of grades are therefore related. My experience of the class is reduced to that of a grade and possibly a B number and nothing more. Okay, thank you.